Hey! What are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about Chainsaw Man, the movie Reze Arc.
And we have a special guest.
We do! We got Pochita!
We got the actual last Pochita popcorn bucket at the theater.
Yeah.
And we went Thursday night.
Yeah.
And it was a packed theater.
Yeah, and it was a packed theater late at night when there were also other packed screenings around the same time.
Yes, so we're hoping that this movie did really well.
Yeah.
And frankly, it should because it's awesome.
Yeah.
So Chainsaw Man came out in 2022.
Yeah.
We both really like this anime. It's really awesome.
It's a lot of fun. It's great action and really funny.
Yeah, it's one of those great MAPPA animated shows. It looks amazing. What's really cool about this movie is it's part of this new wave of anime films that we're having, like Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, where they're now, in place of doing a new season, just adapting the next part of the manga as a film.
Yeah, and this one particularly works because it takes place over the course of just a kind of smaller number of chapters of the manga.
Yeah.
And so, it didn't necessarily need to be stretched out into a full season of a show. Doing it as a 2-hour movie worked really well.
Totally. Yeah, it's based on the Bomb Girl arc. That's like 14 chapters. So I think like the first thing that I want to say about this movie that I wasn't expecting is like, unlike the majority of Chainsaw Man and what Chainsaw Man's like, a lot of this movie was sweet.
It really was. I mean, honestly, every time we saw the trailer with the English voices and shouting out, "But what about Denji's heart?"
Well, it's funny because I'm glad you mentioned that. So in the trailer, he says, everyone wants Chainsaw's heart, but what about Denji's heart? And that is really the core of this movie.
It really is.
Everyone is trying to get his heart. That's like a big part of the storyline of this manga and anime. But it's like, what about Denji? Denji just wants to be loved.
I mean, that is one of the main sort of things of Denji, that he wants people to care about him.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna follow the people that are going to take care of him, because he never had that growing up.
Yeah, no, 100%. A lot of this story is him and this girl he meets named Reze. It's like young love, kind of, and it's like really sweet. Like the first 30 minutes of this movie are like kind of nice.
They're really,
it's like, oh yeah,
it's just really sweet, and you get to see a sort of different side to Denji.
Yeah.
So much of it is based on like the humor of him being so dumb, and mixed with the awesomeness of him being Chainsaw Man.
I agree.
And that's so much of the show. But this, you really get to see a more emotional side to him, which I think it really just helps to strengthen the character.
It really does. And some of the other lighter things they do too is there's a fun few scenes where he goes on a date with Makima.
Yeah.
It's funny. One of the things that we said about Infinity Castle, Inosuke wasn't really a big part of it.
Yeah.
Much like that, who I would assume the Inosuke of Chainsaw Man is Power.
Yeah.
And much like that, Power really isn't a huge part of the movie. So if you're a big fan of Power, she has her moments, don't get me wrong, but they're few and far between in the film.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of that is because they wanted to sort of have Denji's sidekick be this character Beam. That is that shark character that we saw a little bit of at the end of season 1.
Yeah, now Beam is kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
They pretty much pair them up in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And one of the great things about the character is that he's a Chainsaw Man fanboy.
He is.
It felt to me kind of like in One Piece with Bartolomeo.
Yes, totally.
Like being such a stan for Luffy.
Yeah,
and so Beam is all about Chainsaw Man. It's just like,
he calls him Lord's Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Chainsaw-sama! Chainsaw-sama, awesome. But like all Chainsaw Man, no matter how sweet, it ultimately ends up going crazy and insane and becoming super violent and full of action.
Yeah.
And the movie really delivers. One of the really cool things about seeing this in movie theaters is the fact that the main villain is the bomb devil.
Yeah.
So there's just explosions everywhere.
There are, and it looks incredible. It's really worth seeing on the big screen. The action as a whole is unbelievable. It's just so beautifully done. When we sit and watch the credits, there were so many studios that worked on it, and you could tell because first off, just the animation was unbelievable. But also there were so many different kinds of animation that they used for different pivotal moments in it, and I thought it all worked so well together. It made the action so exciting. There was just a gigantic, insane action scene that was. Oh, it was so cool.
Yeah, the movie is interesting. It's almost like a 2-act movie. It's like the first act is sort of this love story, and then the second and third act are kind of combined as this like massive action scene. It almost reminds me of like that second Lord of the Rings movie, with Helm's Deep. And it's really awesome. I mean, the thing is, like, it's funny. The first chunk of it, the love story, I was like, I'm such a fan of Denji and of all these characters that I was like, oh, this is nice. Like, give him his moments. Because, I think Denji, especially in the first episode, life has treated him so badly.
Yeah.
Like, compared to our normal underdog shonen, Denji had it worse.
Oh, yeah.
Than, like, Naruto or Asta or any of these guys. And so, anytime you can get a little bit of happiness, I think you're really happy for him. But when it does get to the action, it's insane.
Yeah.
Mappa, obviously, one of the great animators. We're eating good this year. I mean, between, like, what Ufotable did in Demon Slayer on the big screen and Mappa and this, like, it's just unbelievable. I was blown away by a lot of the visuals. They really do a great job of having it be vicious and then funny and then like really sad. Like there is a lot of death in this movie.
There is.
It's intense. It was just good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I love the way that they really do intermix those things. You know, they put in humor at all the right moments, and there's more humor in this than like a Demon Slayer. A lot of it is based in humor, but that humor is going on while crazy action is going on. It's just interwoven so well.
I agree. And also, some of the characters that we met at the end of season 1.
Yeah.
We already mentioned Beam. Also, that Angel character also has a pretty significant part in it.
Yeah, he and Aki are sort of teamed up.
Yeah, and I really like that character. Much like Infinity Castle, this is a continuation after the first season. And, actually, I think even if you haven't seen season 1 of Chainsaw Man, I think you'll be able to understand pretty much everything going on because so much of it is that sort of centralized Denji love story, and then when it goes crazy, it's like, hey, it's anime. Like,
honestly, it really is a great experience in the theater. For like we said, because the animation is so good, because the action is so cool. We also just had a great audience in our theater. Everyone was laughing. People were going, oh, at all the sweet moments. Like the entire theater was just reacting to everything and having so much fun. And I think like it makes a theater experience so much more fun.
It really does. I love now that we're in this world of gotta go to the theater to see this anime if you want to continue. Like, if you loved season 1 of Chainsaw Man, you need to see this movie.
Yeah.
Mugen Train obviously was the first steps, but I think after Infinity Castle, it really opened the door. Like, I can see more in this, more and more happening. I mean, I'm going to call it right now. I think that season 3 of Solo Leveling is going to be a movie.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And I'm really excited for the Jujutsu Kaisen movie that's coming up too. I don't think we want to see anything else. It's really sweet, very funny in a lot of places. The action is unreal.
Yeah.
It's great. There is a post-credit sequence that you're definitely going to want to see.
Yeah.
So don't walk out when the credits start.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for watching. Let us know in the comments down below who your favorite Chainsaw Man character is. Maybe it's Pochita.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.